Okay, so first one is the star question. And here I have it initially as wireframe, and the winding for the triangles is counterclockwise. So down here for the triangle for the vertices and the indices, they all start going counterclockwise to draw the triangles. So here you can see that it would start at the top and it would go to this one and go to this one because we set it as counterclockwise. And in order to do the middle, I just did two more triangles, and I did reuse uh, vertices, so we didn't have a whole ton of them. So here we have 8 of them instead of doing like three, 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 three. So and here's where I just reused them. And then we also had to change down here for how many triangles we were going to draw. So 4, 5, 6. And down here for the display, we also had to change it. So I didn't do 2. I'm still working on it. Obviously, I'm having a hard time. So the first one for here, I did change the vertex. And for the first one, for 1, it just showed it like you had mentioned. And then for the z value 2, it didn't show the first one like you said for the trapezoid, and then if you change the next one, it also doesn't show that, and it just shows the small one that still has the normal z value of 0, as you can see up here. So both of these are missing. The only thing I can really think of is because in the viewport, and the buffers and everything, it draws the furthest or the nearest one, which is going to be at a 0, because we also have like a min and max of 0 and 1 up here for here for like the viewport. So when it goes to drawing, I couldn't figure out at what point this was happening. I did find that when it was interpolating depth values during the rasterization, that's when I assume that it's not drawing those other 2, but it's still drawing just that one triangle because its depth is still set at 0, so it's nearest to the viewport, and the other 2 are at 2, which is beyond our max depth. So it's not. It's. I think this might be also taking place during the depth buffering test, because when I read through the book, it mentions different things in different spots about like the early Z buffering and how it can also do that in the output merger stage. So I'm not super sure exactly at what point this is taking place, but my guess is most likely in the rasterization for the vertex. And then for this one, um, so I assume it's because when we do the viewport, we're just saying a section of the buffer. So this, I assume we would be able to do like the N64 where we'd have the 4-player on screen. And I know we can have a different buffer or different viewports, but I think we can't have multiple viewports to the same buffer. I believe, or the same render target, but I assume it's just like we could do it for the like a 4-player thing. And this one, I had a hard time with this one. The formats, the U norm, this one is how it's stored. So it's 8 bits for red, 8 bits for green, 8 bits for blue, and then the alpha. And the U norm, I believe it has to do with, well, it's an unsigned int, just like this one. The normal is, I believe, used for the normal mapping, and the normals the from the vertex shader, and then eventually when we get to the pixel shader, we'll use that. So like normal mapping. And then here, I I don't know why it's just the red channel. It's kind of weird to me. I know that the 16, I believe, is because here on this we use a short, so that's only 16. I did read in the book that it wanted you to use 16 rather than 32 if you could, so it was less resources, it was easier. But for the red channel, I don't know. Maybe it's because of how it's placed in memory. It's the lowest address. I really don't know. Um, but the formats make sense, especially the U norm when I was reading everything because of how the the shaders, particularly the pixel shader, handle everything with the mapping. I also did read something like this that described the mapping between the shaders and everything to make stuff easier for when we got to shading. Um, but I think that it's